What is up, guys? Back for another video, and this one is a little late, as you can tell from the thumbnail. This is my, what are we in, September, August Blu-ray DVD haul update. I know we're like first week, almost at the, what, 6th, 7th of September already. Meant to get this out, but just been busy with work and whatnot. Hopefully you watched the new pickup video I did yesterday with the Troll 2 mask from Nightmare Force, which is a pretty dope piece. And yeah, this month, I don't have a seriously huge amount. I did pick up some things from sales. I got a couple DVDs, mainly Blu-rays, but a good little mixture. So go ahead and get started. So hopefully this video won't be too horribly long. Start out with, we have Dead Birds. It's an early 2000 film, I believe. It says 2004. Yeah, 2004. With Henry Thomas. Also has Isaiah Washington and, what is his name? Michael Shannon. This is kind of a Civil War ghost story / creature feature. But it is one I enjoy and I would recommend. It'd be cool if this thing got a Blu-ray. Gonna see that ghost creature there, right there. So I enjoyed it. It's nothing amazing, but it is it's a good watch. Especially something different, like I said, like a Civil War era horror movie. Picked up this double feature of Night of the Bloody Apes and Feast of Flesh, which Feast of Flesh has another name, but I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. But mainly got this for Night of the Bloody Apes, which is kind of a Frankenstein type film where a doctor's son has like a disease and he thinks that he needs a heart transplant, so he ends up grabbing a heart from an ape, thinking that that would help. Well, then he ends up transforming into like a horny half man, half ape. It does have some funny parts, but it's not bad for a 1972 film. It's got some titties in it as well, so yeah, definitely one I would recommend. It has those cool like time-lapse transformations. Next up, we have Evolver. Another one doesn't have a Blu-ray. This is a 2000 film as well, I believe. Does not say, but I believe this was early 2000. And it's another one, not bad. It's kind of a technology horror. Almost on that like chopping mall type thing. It's got this video game robot that this kid wins. And he ends up, of course, it's really, they were testing it as like a, you know, a new soldier of the future type thing. But yeah, it ends up, you know, going on a killing spree and killing people. Yeah, but for, this may be late 90s. It's either late 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember exactly. But it's one I would definitely, I would recommend for like a technology horror. If you're into like chopping mall, I would say if you're into like late 90s, like Brain Scan, yeah, those types of films, I would recommend that. Up next, another one I would recommend. Does not have a Blu-ray, and this is called The Landlady, with Talia Shire from, of course, the Rocky films. She was also in Prophecy. Yeah, with the bear, mutated bear. This one I really enjoyed. She's creepy as hell. She's a landlady who killed her husband and ended up inheriting a hotel. And she finds this guy that she really likes. So she wants to get with him. And she ends up, you know, killing anything in her way to get this guy. I believe this is directed or produced by the same guy that did The Dentist and Wishmaster. But yeah, definitely one I would recommend. It has almost like that stepfather type vibe with it, with Terry O'Quinn. But yeah, I would recommend The Landlady. It's a good watch. Up next, a newer pickup. A new film from this year. The Barge People. I didn't know this one had a Blu-ray. I thought it was a DVD only. So this was one I may upgrade. I'm not sure. Creatures in this are awesome. I enjoyed this. It's a fun creature feature. Like I said, the practical effects they did with the creatures. This is all practical effects too. I don't believe there was any CGI that I can remember. But yeah, definitely one I would recommend. These are like, they're like flesh-eating, you know, barge people, like swamp people almost. And yeah, really gory. Yeah, definitely recommend the Barge People. Fun watch. Up next, Picked this one up. I'd heard, you know, kind of recommendations, different things about it. Another one doesn't have Blu-ray. It's Black Mountainside. It's kind of a, I'm going to call this like a poor man's thing. It says a beautifully shot, creepy love letter to John Carpenter's The Thing. And I would say that's it. Of course, on a lot less budget and more updated. I believe this was like a early 2000 film, maybe mid 2000s. It's not bad. Does have some pretty good practical effects in it. Not on the realm of The Thing or anything like that. And it's an okay watch. It gets slow at certain times. But a very similar premise to The Thing. I believe you can watch this on Amazon Prime, so I would recommend checking it out if you're a fan of The Thing. Similar type story. Up next, Creature from Black Lake. Another one I do recommend. I believe it's a 70s film, 76, about some college students that go down to investigate this, you know, almost like a Sasquatch type story. And they end up running into a creature from Black Lake. It's like in Louisiana swamps. Yeah, if you're a fan of creature features, you don't really get to see the creature enough. You know, I wish they would have showed him. You get to see like kind of tidbits. I wish they would have showed him more. But yeah, for a mid-70s film, this is almost like a VHS rip. I believe I got this on Amazon. I mean, it's not a horrible transfer. I mean, I would like to see this get a little bit better transfer. But this is something maybe I could see, maybe Vinegar or somebody like that doing an upgrade. Yeah, it's not bad, though. Like I said, if you're a fan of Sasquatch films, creature features, I would say check that one out. All right, one that I can't recommend. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I did laugh some, and that's this new Frankie and His Pals. It's over the top and crazy. It's a 1990 film. I know this one was like, people call this the hidden gem. I grabbed this out of the Severance sale. Got number 946 of 1,000. It's just a ridiculous story. There's not really a whole lot of gore. I mean, I would call this more like a comedy or an attempt at a comedy. There was a couple moments I laughed, but it's like really kind of like slapstick type humor. Yeah, I couldn't recommend this one. It's just a little bit too ridiculous for me. Yeah, Frankie and His Pals. Up next, I believe I got this one from the flea market, and that's The Dead Zone. I'd watched this once years ago. This came out like 83, my bad. With Christopher Walken. It's Martin Sheen, Tom Skerritt. I enjoy this one. I think it's a kind of hidden gem of Stephen King's that not a lot of people talk about. Yeah, I would say check out. I mean, I'm sure everybody here's seen The Dead Zone. I'd like to see this get a Blu-ray release. I believe it's getting like some kind of 4-pack, 5-pack Blu-ray. But yeah, this is kind of a David Cronenberg directing too. It's kind of a hidden gem of Cronenberg's, I think. Not a lot of people talk about. Up next, I picked up Rattlers. Thanks to Horror Man Cave for letting me know this was on sale of... I don't remember where I bought this from now. I don't remember. He told me about it for like $10, so I picked it up. I'm always a fan of killer snakes, spiders, any kind of killer animal films, and this is one that I've always wanted to grab. 1976. This is one I could definitely see Vinegar doing a release of, and that's Rattlers. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing great, but I enjoy it. You know, killer rattlesnakes. Of course, all rattlesnakes are killer, but it's kind of brutal in times too. I mean, you got like little kids that get killed by, you know, this rattlesnake. Yeah, I would love to see this get a better release, but yeah, I definitely recommend Rattlers, 1976. All right, guys, and that's it for what I have for DVDs. Now we're going to Blu-rays, and got a good mixture here. First up, this is out of that Severance sale as well. Night Killer, absolutely ridiculous. Like a horny Freddy Krueger looking monster. I believe this was, who directed this? No, it wasn't what I thought. Yeah, the mask on it is just ridiculous. I mean, it's just, it's not horrible. It's an okay watch. It's just, I mean, like some of the gore effects are pretty good, but I mean, for what I picked it up, I think this was like $9 or something during the their Severance sale. halfway to Black Friday. Or I don't remember what the hell the sale was, but yeah, I would, for that price point, I would say it's a decent pickup. So Night Killer. Up next from my buddy of mine that does the HD rips on the Blu-ray, and that's Fade to Black. This is one I could definitely see Scream Factory or Arrow picking up pretty soon. I'm surprised they haven't done already. Dennis Christopher. I watched this again. I didn't enjoy this as much as I used to. It just gets really dry in some parts. Dennis Christopher does a great job. He's pretty much a big-time movie fan that just goes into these different characters and is killing people. Just kind of goes over the edge. But yeah, Dennis Christopher does a great job in this film. I'm just not as high on it as a lot of other people are. Up next, adding to the Hammer horror selection is Plague of the Zombies. Not my favorite Hammer film. I waited a while to pick this one up. Found this on sale. It's not bad though. The effects on it are pretty good. You know, I'm always a sucker for Hammer horror. It's one of those, like, if you're in the mood, you know, they're easy watches, I think. For me, they are. Picked up this, I guess this is 1BR, one bedroom. Definitely wasn't what I expected it to be. It's kind of a cult type film, which, yeah, I wasn't expecting at all. It might be a spoiler there. Actually, not really. I mean, I'm sure if you saw a trailer, it kind of tells into that. But it's crazy. I mean, there's some batshit crazy parts in it. I had a couple of twists that I kind of didn't see. But yeah, not one that I would like super recommend though. Kind of ended a little dry for me. This is a 2020 film. I would say if you could find this decently priced around the like $10 range, then I would say at that price, it's probably a pretty good pickup. Picked up Lycan. As you can see, I got this for $8 from my local store. And I wouldn't even say it's worth $8. It started off really good. Then it just kind of really dragged around the middle. And then it kind of picked up toward the end. But it was one like you could totally see what was happening almost from the get-go. Some of the practical effects are pretty good though, as far as the blood effects and whatnot. But yeah, it's not something I could see myself watching again. This one though is, and this is the Wretched. I believe it's a recent release from IFC Midnight. Scream, or no, just IFC Midnight. I guess they split from Scream Factory now, or doing their own stuff. One that I enjoyed. Type of I say like a creature in the woods type thing, but a spirit in the woods of taking people over. Really creepy parts in this movie. Definitely one I would say if you're into more modern day horror, I would definitely check out. All right, up next, this is a Region B release, and this is the Tinter. It's a 1970. Oh, it does not even say. This movie though is also 1974 film, known to people as the Antichrist. It was first time watch for me. I really enjoyed this. Probably the best exorcism film after The Exorcist to me. I'm surprised I hadn't seen this one. Great effects in it. You know, some really creepy vibes in certain parts of it. And I mean, it is pretty much like an Italian Exorcist ripoff. But it's very well done. And, you know, came out in 74. So, yeah, definitely one I would recommend. Up next, we have The Quest, also known as, I believe, Frog Dreaming, with Henry Thomas. This is not really a horror film, and this is not one this is the first time watch for me. Not one that I'd watched growing up. I know a lot of people had. From Brian Trenchard Smith, who I believe did Night of the Demons 2 or 3. 2, I believe. He also did Dead End Drive-In. He did a couple other things that I do like. But yeah, this one, to me, Australian horror, or not even horror, kind of adventure film. If I would watch this as a kid, I could probably say that I enjoy this, but to me, it was okay. It was, if I was a kid, I might enjoy it, but not really. All right, then we have Dr. Butcher, MD, also known as Zombie Holocaust. It's the first time I'd watched this one in a while, from Severance. And I enjoy this one, like really gory, you know, almost cannibal type zombies that, well, I mean, all zombies are cannibals, but I mean that as far as some of the effects in it are really well done. This is, you know, any type of Italian horror, you're usually going to get like really a lot of gore. And this one's really done well. So yeah, definitely one I would recommend. Dr. Butcher or Zombie Holocaust. Up next, I believe this one was from Hamilton Book. And this is A Lonely Place to Die. I don't know if I'd really call this horror. I guess it would be more of thriller. I mean, I guess thriller is horror. About a bunch of campers that end up finding this little girl who there's a whole crazy story about it, you know, backstory. And then the people who have kidnapped this girl are actually coming to trying to kill them now. There's some pretty brutal scenes, people falling from cliffs. Some, if you're afraid of heights, moments that are pretty sketchy. It was okay. I don't know if it's something I would go back and watch, you know, and next year or something like that, or something I'd rewatch constantly. But it was a good one-time watch. I think this is like $3 maybe on Hamilton Books. So for that price, I would recommend it. All right, I'm gonna start trying to make it through these a little bit quicker. All right, we got Crawl Space, Klaus Kinski, classic creepy ass Klaus Kinski. Yeah, enjoy that one. The original Village of the Damned. I'm gonna be honest, not a huge fan of this one, and I'm really not a huge fan of the remake one, John Carpenter's remake either. I mean, they're just, to me, okay. You know, the story is the same, both films, but yeah, it's just a okay watch. This one was, what, 70 or 60, when did this come out? 1960, I believe. Somewhere right around there. All right. Here we go. We got House of Mortal Sin. Picked this up on Amazon. Heard it, Pete Walker film. I haven't watched a lot of Pete Walker stuff. This I really enjoyed though. You know, kind of Catholic priest gone crazy, psycho stalker. You know, this kind of goes back to the whole, you know, sex deprived people that can go ape shit. And this priest does it. It's pretty cool kills that he has in this. It's almost like it's almost like a slasher, or, you know, type film. But yeah, definitely one for Catholicism horror I would recommend. Another new one came out this year. This is Open 24 Hours. It's a cool slipcover. I enjoyed this. Kind of a slasher as well. About a girl who had a crazy ass boyfriend who she split from, or he got arrested, and he escapes from prison, or does he really, and is stalking her. And of course she's damn near batshit crazy, so you don't know if it's really happening or not, but you find out toward the end. But yeah, Open 24 Hours, one I would recommend. I believe you can get that pretty cheap on Amazon. Picked up Body Double. It's another one, more thriller, Brian De Palma film. A fun watch though. Not really horror, yeah, more thriller based. Kind of a whodunit, who's doing this to who type thing. But yeah, always enjoy some good Brian De Palma. Picked up Night of the Demon. If you saw about a month ago, I picked up the cool mask from Devil's Workshop of Night of the Demon. I went to watch it and figured out I didn't have it. But yeah, it's a cool 50s film. Creature in this is awesome looking. This has both renditions, the UK and the US, which there's like a 14-minute difference. I believe I may have watched the 96-minute version, which I believe the UK, and I believe it's just a little more violent. Goes by Curse of the Demon rather than Night of the Demon. I believe Night of the Demon is the US release of it. I'm not 100% sure on that. Or maybe vice versa. Yeah, Night of the Demon is a 96-minute release, and then Curse was what it was called in the US. Okay. All right. And then I got the Oily Maniac. Oh, jeez. Which is kind of like a Toxic Avenger ripoff. Almost. It's kind of a ridiculous Japanese, or Chinese, my bad, Chinese, creature feature almost. It's about a guy who gets transformed or can transform into this oily maniac and kind of goes and kills. So, was 76? I enjoyed it though. It gets kind of ridiculous, but you could definitely see this is kind of where Toxic Avenger got a lot of its ideas from. Picked up the Twilight Zone movie. This is a rare film to find. Really good anthology, underrated anthology. Horrible story behind this about the people that died during the filming of this. I do like that it's got a couple of different stories from John Landis, Spielberg, Joe Dante, and George Miller, of course, from the Mad Max franchise. A couple of the stories are a little bit okay for me. I do love the tie-in story. The first one I really enjoy. I was trying to think of some of the other ones. The one with the kid is pretty cool as well. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen the Twilight Zone, I would definitely recommend it. Next up, we have Bug. I cannot remember a whole lot about this one. I may have watched this toward the beginning. I remember it just being okay. Of course, I'm always big into killer bug films, but I just remember this one being just nothing great, just run-of-the-mill. Mid-70s. It's a William Castle production, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I just wasn't a huge fan of it. All right, got one more little handful here, guys. Got Shocking Dark, Bruno Mattei film. It's kind of like sci-fi horror. You know, anything with Bruno Mattei's ridiculous story, knockoff. It's kind of a Terminator, Aliens type knockoff. It's okay. Nothing great. We have Insect, also called Blue Monkey. This is from Dark Force. Just cool, glow-in-the-dark slipcover. Huge fan of this one. William Fruitt film that stars Steve Railsback, John Vernon. Yeah, definitely one I would recommend if you're into killer insect animal type films. Split Second, Rutger Hauer, R.I.P. Cool, awesome Predator ripoff. Like post-apocalyptic Predator ripoff. We have Tales from the Dark Side, latest one from Scream Factory. Awesome anthology film. Love the last one, Lover's Vow. Yeah, it's probably my favorite. Cat from Hell is pretty good too, but yeah, Lover's Vow totally makes this. The awesome gargoyle and what's his name? Dick Smith effects are great. James Remar. All right, picked up Demonia. Lucio Fulci. Hidden gem of his. I really like this. Practical effects are crazy. Kind of a, you know, killer nun type, or not killer nun, the, you know, spirit of a bunch of nuns that were crucified, you know, type story. I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend this one. Like I said, it's a Fulci hidden gem for me. Then we're going to get in some more Hammer horror here. Kiss of the Vampire. This was just okay. It's, to me, not great. There's a lot of other Hammer vampire films I like better. I'm looking forward to Brides of Vampires? Brides of Dracula. Looking forward to that one. I am a huge fan of that one Scream Factory's doing. But this one, it's just okay. This one, however, I had never seen, and I did really enjoy this. Evil Frankenstein with Peter Cushing. Very good Frankenstein film. Enjoyed this one. The Frankenstein is it's pretty cool looking. I mean, it's not the best makeup effects, but I do enjoy the story on that film. Oh, then we have Horrors of Spider Island, which came with a pretty cool resin spider piece from Little Shop of Horrors. This one almost reminds me of an Ed Wood film. That's how crazy this one is. Some of the effects in it are pretty cool. The transformation scenes. But then you get into like nude dancing portions. Like, it's just crazy, especially for a 1960 film. But it was an okay watch. It's definitely not something I can see myself rewatching a bunch of times. We have Enigma. To me, it's almost like a Carrie ripoff. But I enjoy it. Another Fulci film. Hidden gem. I believe this was later in his, maybe like in the 90s, mid-90s. That's when he made this. But yeah, definitely one I enjoyed. And then I would recommend watching. It's, like I said, it's something, Fulci film that not a lot of people talk about. And last but not least, we have another one I picked up from Severance. The Beast Must Die. which is kind of a cool, like, little clue, whodunit, who's the beast type story. There was a movie, I can't think of it, that was similar to this, but it's not, you know, a horror film. But yeah, I would recommend Beast Must Die. Just from the cool of trying to figure out who the actual killer or who the beast is. I figured it out pretty early, but you know, yeah, definitely one I would recommend. Beast Must Die. All right, guys, that's it. Like I said, probably 30 pickups, I guess. Not a huge month, but you know, this did become a 20-something, almost 27-minute video. So, thank you guys, and we should have some more busts coming in here, or masks coming in here soon, so we should have some more unboxings for those. Make sure you guys are checking out the Horrorholics. We have another show this Saturday where we will be doing I believe it's serial killer movie. I believe we are reviewing American Psycho, which is an amazing film. So catch you guys later. Peace!